Even if you listen to part one of knowing about California, you have not heard it all yet. So we decided to do a part two, and I want to welcome back Pat and Liza for part two, the hidden gems in California. I've been in California a lot, and there's so much I've never heard of. So welcome back for part two.
Well, it occurs to me we're doing all these quirky ones, but there are probably a lot of people that are, where's the wine, Pat? Where do we get
Okay,
wine?
let's talk about it. I know people. I have friends that are thinking right now, where's the wine? I got to admit, I love vineyards. When I first came out to California, I went to see my brother who was in Jose, who took me, San Jose. Yeah, he took me to a vineyard and they were doing wine tasting. And so I'm a lightweight, but I walked around and I tasted all the wine. By the time we got done and I tried to walk to the car,
Hmm.
he was like, "You just take a sip."
That's
Sounds
the
like a good time.
So let's talk about vineyards. I've been to a couple of them, couldn't tell you which ones. I
yeah.
love that. You were talking about it earlier, Liza, being out in nature. I love
Hmm.
seeing, how the wine is made and talking to people. And I absolutely love that, even if I don't drink wine a whole lot. But let's talk
Yeah.
about
Well,
wine.
yeah, it's definitely an art form, and you're right, Pat. And there are many famous places, the Napa Valley and Temecula. We found in Fairfield. Fairfield is in the Bay Area. It's in between San Francisco and Sacramento,
Okay.
and it's famous for the fact that the Jelly Belly Jelly Bean factory is there. Is one of us, and the California Welcome Center is actually in the factory. But
Wow.
there's a winery out there called Caymus-Suisun, and so the Suisun Valley, which is Suisun, but it's pronounced kind of like the Del Suisun, and you'll impress people if you go, yeah, it came as Sassoon, because it was just named by USA Today that the number one wine region of the country. So
Wow. In the
it's
country.
in the country. So we feel like we
Amazing.
kind of helped discover this place.
Okay.
And they just have this particular brand, Caymus Sassoon, which is a famous wine brand in Napa. They started over the hill. Sassoon Valley is literally over the mountains from Napa. And this winery is so beautiful. The visitor center, the ambiance where they serve. You can see the video on our YouTube, and I just can't recommend this one place enough.
And I am going to put some of those. You're going to send me some video, or
Yes.
or we'll link it to your YouTube. But for people who are watching right now on my YouTube channel, they can see some of that because that sounds amazing. That
And
just
Fairfield's like this very affordable area in the Bay Area that you can kind of stay in and go to other places that maybe are more expensive. It's a good hub to stay in, to go to Sacramento, go to the Bay, these wineries, and the same area. There's a funny little spot called Manca's Corner, and out by Manca's Corner is the Fiorello olive oil company. So you go to this olive oil company run by a couple, the retired couple. Founded this a while back, and you actually do olive oil tasting, similar to what you do wine tasting. And I had no idea, total novice on the fact that there are fine olive oils and there's certain lavender flavored olive oils, and it was really eye opening. So that was a
wow.
fun one too. Yeah.
And they serve it to you on a tiny little spoon, right? It's not like they dip some bread. I'd like some, really
Yeah,
nice Italian
you
bread.
actually warm it this way and drink it in a cup.
Okay.
So it's just a different thing. And then the for you and I, Pat, the big payoff was the olive oil on the ice cream, which
Um,
sounds very strange.
It does.
It was so good. It was so good.
Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
I will.
go get your Fiorello. They'll do it
Yeah.
right.
We'll tell you which
Yeah.
kind of olive oil. Yeah.
right, to put on my ice cream. I don't, we'll have
And
that.
Liza, you did the
I liked
River
River
Bench.
Bench. Yeah, I really liked the River Bench and then the Sanford Winery as well.
Yeah, so
Um,
those are both Santa Maria
mhm,
for River Bench, and Stanford was in Lompoc.
and
Yeah.
the Sanford Winery, you get to drive around in an ATV, which is really fun.
Will they let me
Um,
drive it? I
I don't,
love,
I don't know that part
No,
actually.
I
They
think
didn't
they'll
trust
drive it.
us to drive it.
Yeah, yeah,
maybe I'll convince them. I love
yeah.
driving ATVs, and that would
Yeah.
be cool to drive around
Tell her
one.
about ATVs, Liza, out on
Oh
the
my God. Where was that again? Wasn't that Los
that's
Osos?
Oceano
That's right.
Dunes, and the Central Coast.
I had a spiritual, you and I, Pat, need to go ATVing sometime because I had never been on an ATV before, one of those little four-wheeler motorcycle kind of looking ones. And I had a spiritual experience out there on those dunes. Like, I loved it. So you and I got to go sometime, girlfriend.
Yes, yes. That sounds amazing. I'm going to plan my trip out to California and we could just go.
Perfect, because
We're
Dad couldn't. We had to film more of this segment for the rest of that day, and I was like, "Our 2 hours aren't up." He was just like, "Sweetie, we gotta
Yeah,
go."
yeah.
I was in when I was staying in Las Vegas, and when COVID hit, we started talking about the idea of getting in an RV. And I was like, what? I had been in an RV for 7 total nights to that point. And so my husband called me up to his office and he said, we were in this great big house, the pool, the hot tub, the walk in closet. He calls me up to the office and he said, let's sell everything and get an RV and just go full time on the road. And I laughed because I thought he was kidding. And I'm, what are we going to do in an RV? Like, how are we going to make money?
Right.
What are we doing? And so one of the things was to go out and show people what there was to do, especially during that time.
Yeah.
So I started reaching out to things to do in the Las Vegas area. And one of the things was it was a dune buggy, and they took us out on these. I was having the greatest time driving these things. I came back in one piece, luckily, and I was
Nice.
driving somebody else. He trusted me to drive. I'm not sure why, but that was so cool. So yes, we'll definitely have to go
How fun.
That
ATV
sounds amazing.
riding. Yes, that sounds great. Okay, we covered wine, we covered food. Where else should people go? What's another? So we're getting into the summer, and this episode will hit in the spring. So are
Yeah.
there some things that people should do now? Those people that are trying to make some plans, what should they do
Sure.
now?
Well, one place that pops into mind, we really haven't covered Northern California because a lot of people
Right.
that are less populated. There's not a Disneyland up there, and there's not really any major airports. So people tend to go LA, they don't really. They think a lot of people think of San Francisco as Northern California. That's halfway in California. So there's a whole
Right.
big part up there. So Ferndale, up in the Humboldt County, Eureka area, is an old dairy town, and it's the hometown of Guy Fieri, and the famous chef.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's incredible. It's like a Christmas village frozen in time. It's a Victorian. Uh, I think it's the only place, I don't know, in the country whose entire main streets on the registry of historic landmarks. Because you just walk down the street, you feel like you're in a Charles Dickens movie. You know, it's just unbelievable, and many places to eat. I think Guy Fieri's got a restaurant there, but I know he's also refurbished a number of the buildings as kind of a giving back to his hometown. And not too far from there, up in the Arcata area, Eureka area, is a walkway where you can walk up in the top parts of all the redwoods. So you're actually up above the redwoods. So this whole area, and I might as well throw in Redding, which is nearby. And Redding is another outdoor if you really like the outdoors, Northern California, if Bigfoot doesn't get you, I mean, there is Sasquatch
Right.
up there, and
Right.
we've had a number of catchers of that, but if Bigfoot
Right.
doesn't get you, uh,
Right.
it's fun to also go to Redding, which has an amazing animal preserve. It has just outside of it, it has the Shasta Caverns.
I
So
was
there's
waiting for you to bring that one up. So cool.
incredible caverns you can go to, and there's a place called the Whiskey Town Dam area. Let me think what else up there. It's famous for the Sundial Bridge. It's the biggest sundial in the world. Um, what do you think, Liza? What else have you done on your
Um, I mean, it kind of seems like we're sticking to nature at this point, which is always
Sure.
one of my favorite topics. And the Santa Rita Hills Lavender Farm was really cool too. It's just a
Yeah.
beautiful area. And they have lavender lemonade that you can try. They have lavender. So, it's a little
Popsicles.
bit.
Didn't they have lavender popsicles, I think, or something like
Yeah,
that?
they had something. They had lavender everything, and they have a bunch of animals you can go see. So anytime, I guess I'm still thinking of the wineries. Sorry, everybody. Just in that same area,
That's
where
Lompoc. Yeah, that's in Lompoc. Yeah.
exactly. And what was that other farm we had visited, Dad?
Yeah, the
That had
Dulson family farm was the Dulson family
ah,
farm in Santa Maria. And here again, just like El Fiorello, I don't know if this is a thing out here, but it was a retired military couple, they both from the Navy, that decided late in life they wanted to be farmers, and they started a coffee farm.
I
So
could have
that's
spent hours there.
yeah,
Wait, did you say coffee?
coffee and tea.
And they had coffee and tea, and they had what my favorite part was is that they had exotic fruits, like if you know what a Buddha's fist is, and they had some of those little finger limes where you cut it in half and out squirts little beads of limes, and so it was just
Exotic food.
a real education on some exotic fruits that they were able to do kind of in their microclimate that they created there.
That is right up my alley. That is very cool. First of all, coffee. You're talking my language. I want to go to a coffee farm and taste coffees. That would be great. I guess it's not called a coffee farm, but you know what I mean. Um, that definitely is. It's up there with ice cream.
I get it.
Um, yep, I love that. I drove up the coast, the 101, right? That's what it's called. Up the coast of California. I forget where we started. Well, we crossed over. We were in Quartzsite and
Oh,
crossed over and then went up. So I don't know where in California we started, but that in itself is just a beautiful, amazing ride. And stopping certain places, we stopped at a lighthouse. I think I've traveled so many places across the country, I get
right.
them confused. But yes, there was a lighthouse at one of the stops that we made. That in itself, if somebody could get in a car and just drive up the 101, unfortunately, the driver doesn't get to experience as much because you
Yeah,
really have to keep your eyes on the road,
that's
but the
right.
passengers get to enjoy it. But that was beautiful.
Yeah, the Big Sur Drive is great. I mean, the old Highway one, even up from San Diego to La Jolla and places, Orange County beaches where I live, or Laguna, Newport, Huntington. So there's always
Now that's
something.
lower. We
That's
dropped
south.
down south.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, we were in the north. Okay, so now we're south. I'm trying to keep track of the places in
sure.
California.
Uh,
Okay. And of course, the beaches. I'm an East Coast girl. I've gone to the New Jersey shore, the Delaware shore. You know, when I went out to California and saw the beach for the first time, which was when I was RVing, so just 5 or 6
wow.
years ago, first time I was
Wow.
on the beach in California. Those sunsets are amazing. It
And,
is it has a whole different feel to it. It is a totally different feel. I can't describe it, but if you've never done it, definitely get out on the beach in California. And I can't remember where we were. I got to start thinking about where we were So we were in a campground for those people who are listening that are RVers, tons of campgrounds
Yeah.
throughout California. We were at a campground and we just were able to walk across the street and we were at the beach. And that was incredible, really incredible.
Montana de Oro in the San Luis Obispo area jumps into my mind as one of those spots for your RV people. So that's a great one. And
Okay, is that a campground?
yeah, it's a
Okay.
campground, RVs and tents and whatnot. And
And El
El
Moro
Cap.
now too, right?
Yes, yeah. And so there's also a state, Crystal Cove State Park is a very famous area near Laguna Beach. And then, oh, why am I forgetting? No, those were the two I wanted to mention, Montana de Oro and Crystal Cove. Yeah, good ones.
Right. But there are a ton of them
Ton.
throughout, ton of them. So,
I tend to want to go to the ones I know your first visit to the Pacific. I swim in the ocean almost every day.
He does.
And so the southern beaches are swimmable without a wetsuit. Once you kind of get up to San Luis Obispo, water's getting pretty cold. So it all
oh, it
depends on-
was.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were there with grandkids, and of course, they don't feel the cold. They went in. I was bundled up sitting on the beach. Yeah, it was too cold for me.
So East Coast people were surprised at how cold our water is.
Yes, yes, because it was the middle of the summer, so I expected it to be warm, but it wasn't.
Right.
It was not warm, not at all. Where else? So it's like you said, California. I mean, it's huge. I've been to, and I always forget the national park that I was at, and it'll come to me.
Well, Yosemite is the most
That's
famous.
the one. That's the
Yeah.
one.
I
It
knew
always,
Dad would figure it out.
yeah, I was going to give him more clues, but he didn't need them. We worked well
Yeah.
together. Yeah,
So
we
here's a
worked really
tip.
well together.
Here's a tip. Here's a good local tip. Is so Yosemite is crowded, and if you only have summertime, Sequoia National Park extremely crowded in the summer. Right next to Sequoia, with just as beautiful trees and just as famous sequoias, is a national park called Kings Canyon National Park. And it literally has half the number of people that are in Sequoia. And I'm pretty sure it has nothing more to do than marketing, that
Yes.
people do, oh, Sequoia. And it's like, well, this is right there. And it has, I believe it's the deepest canyon, other than the Grand Canyon in the continental United States, the Kings Canyon. And, but the very, very worthwhile. And you can actually get Yosemite, Sequoia National Park, unless you're like on the website at 8 a.m. on the day they release the cabins and the hotels and whatnot. You can get something at Kings Canyon. So I really recommend doing that.
And that's great information. I want to go see the sequoias and the redwoods, but
yeah.
if I could go off the beaten path and still see the sequoias, this is the kind of information. Maybe we shouldn't put this out there. Maybe we should keep it to ourselves.
Ruin it. Well, that's every time I cover a place, Pat, people coming up to me, you're not going to ruin this for us, are you? And I go,
I know. I hope not. But that's a great suggestion.
well, let me just add to that. There's a little town called Visalia just outside of both of these national parks. For very little, you can stay in Visalia, and they have shuttles. So for seniors that don't want to deal with parking and don't want to, just stay there's a beautiful Marriott in Visalia. You get on what's called the Sequoia Shuttle. Takes you up for the day, shows you around, you come back to your nice Marriott, and I love that. And
That sounds great.
pet friendly, this Marriott, so you can bring the dog, park the RV in the parking lot if you want to, and have a good.
Right. Or since I don't have the RV, I'll fly out, stay at the Marriott.
There you go.
And yeah, that is great to have that shuttle, not have to drive.
Right.
That sounds like a great plan. I love that.
Sure.
Okay. Again, so much. What are we missing? So we know California has all these big places, and they are there, and they are incredible places to visit. Where else?
The category we're missing, haunted hotels. We have a lot of haunted hotels and
Just
haunted
haunted in
places.
general.
So we have a few, not only hotels, but hotels in California during the gold rush tend to have two businesses, the other business being brothels. So we have one that was called the Cary Hotel in Placerville, and this is the one that we went to, John Book and I, and it's up in Gold Country. And I was put in the most haunted suite, supposedly. And so I spent time kind of like I do at 3 in the morning, kind of waiting. And John was put in the Mark Twain suite. And John, in the middle of the night, he was asleep. The doorknob started to rattle. And of course, we both thought, "Oh, okay, what hotel employees rattling the doorknob because they know a TV show's here, you know?" And he went to the peephole, nobody was there. And as he turned away from the peephole, just a nanosecond, the door went again. And he went back to the peephole and no one was there. So he really thinks something happened. And this was the Mark Twain suite. So potentially
And
this was Mark.
John, unlike Dad, is not a pranky guy. So
No.
Uh,
I will
uh,
leave John.
right. If it just came from your dad, then we'd have
I
to
might have been like,
discount parts
not
of
off
it.
camera, Dad.
Yeah.
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 And then the
There you
other
go.
one, the two more, real quick. The other one is the Brackenfern Manor, which is up in the Lake Arrowhead area. Here's the San Gabriel Mountains in Southern California, Lake Arrowhead. And it is a former brothel. And you can take a tour of it. You can rent it out for events. You can rent it out for weddings. And here again, one of my associate producers, Liza's the other one, Leanna Romero, had a visitation there. She was staying there with her boyfriend. This is before the show. And she saw a ball of light come into the room. And when they went to take a picture of it, it ran away.
Well, we will put that out there for people who believe it, don't believe it. I'm going to encourage people to reach out and give us your comments on it so they can reach out to you on social media or to
Right.
me. I want to hear people's thoughts. I kind of believe in that. We won't take too big a deep dive into that, but
Oh,
I believe in it. I don't think it's all that doesn't have to be scary, but
no,
okay. So we
no.
covered that. What can people do? Like I said, this is the springtime. We're going into the summer. Give us some summertime things for people to do when they come to California.
Why don't you tell them about Catalina, Liza?
We had an amazing time covering Catalina Island. And my absolute favorite thing to do was the underwater sea expedition. So you go on this glass bottom. Dad can once again tell you the history of what everything is, but it's to my brain, it was just a glass bottom kind of semi-submersive submarine that goes only 5 feet below the surface, and you go down below, or you can go up above and watch all the boats go by, but you go down below, and there you can see all the fish going on the side of the
Is it?
it's incredible, especially during a certain day where all the light is coming through the water, and so all the fish just look like they're glowing. It really is an incredible experience. And then, of course, they had an eco tour for zip lining. What is an eco tour for zip lining? So at every stop after you zip line to certain places, they'll tell you about the flora and fauna that you'll see along the way. So there are certain trees there that I think there's only 3 left in the world of a certain tree, and they are
Mhm.
all on Catalina Island. So it was just a lot of fun. And then Dad, of course, loved the casino there. So I'll let you take it
Um,
away, Dad, for some of the
Yeah.
history and other
So for
things.
those that might not know, Catalina is an island 26 miles off the coast of Los Angeles. And it had an indigenous population way back when, and they would go back and forth, the indigenous people. And then William Rig William Wrigley of chewing gum fame, Wrigley Field in Chicago, bought it. So his family owned the whole island, and they kept it undeveloped on purpose, which is our benefit. And now they donated it to the state way back when. Wrigley family still owns some of it, but just the little town of Avalon is all that's really developed on the island itself. And this was special for Liza because she used to go to summer camp there at a place called the Catalina Island Camps, run by the Tom Sawyer people, Horners, a family we know. And it's just, it's history, but it really is nature. We went on horseback riding. We, like she mentioned, we did the undersea deal. There's a museum there. There's a thriving local art scene. And it's about an hour boat ride back. So you can do it for the day, or there's plenty of hotels to stay there. But to your point, Pat, off season now, is the time to go out there when it's not too crowded. So
the springtime we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Some quick summertime, where should people go? We'll do some quick places on that for 2026. I'm sure California is full of things celebrating, events celebrating the 250th birthday. I'm sure there's lots of that. People could
We
look
got
that
the
up.
Olympics coming up in 2028, so you have a lot of Olympic fever going on. People.
That's something for people to plan if they want to be there for the 2028 Olympics. I know it's only 2026, but
They're
you need
selling
to start
tickets
planning.
for the LA residents now, so
Yeah.
Okay.
And one of the things that's true is Los Angeles is the only city to have hosted the Olympics 3 times.
Okay.
So you actually can come to LA and visit Olympic venues like the Coliseum, the Aquatic Center, a lot of the stadiums, even if you're not going to be here in 2028. But there's a lot of Olympic history here from all those different times. But I kind of focus, summer, it's going to be hot. Certainly the beaches. I'm just going to run up the coast real quick. La Jolla Cove, Crystal Cove in Laguna Beach, Morro Bay in the Central Coast, Bodega Bay just above San Francisco where Alfred Hitchcock filmed The Birds, a fun little spot.
Uh-huh.
And up, as I mentioned before, the Ferndale area in Humboldt. They just go up the coast, boom, 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 and stay
Awesome.
cool and swim or surf or learn how to surf. So much to do here in California around that.
That sounds amazing. Do you have anything to add?
I sometimes think it's too hot out. So I actually like to go indoors sometimes in the summer, and that's when I go to art museums or even some well-shaded botanical gardens like the Huntington, Descanso Gardens, the Arboretum, or I'll go to Huntington for their art. We have we have a very artistic family, illustrators, painters, sculptors, so we can really appreciate a good art museum to beat the heat as well, because I don't know what it is about museums. I think it's more for the art than it is for us, but their air conditioning is incredible.
Yes. There you go.
Liza's late mother was an artist at Disney, and before
Wow.
we met, and Liza is a sculptor. Give a plug for your Etsy.
I am.
Yes.
It's Liza's upcycled art, but I have some more fun on the my Instagram, which is Liza Lua Design. That's Lizalua Design, and I make creepy, cute sculptures.
Wow. Okay. Yes. Check it out. That's super exciting. And for my audience, I'm going to say again, it'll all be in the show notes. So much for people to check out. So I want to thank you both so much for being on and sharing all of this great information. Thank you.
You bet. Our pleasure.
And I want to just, for my audience, reach out to Pat and Liza. All of their information will be there for you. And anybody that wants to reach out to me, if this is content you want to hear more of course, hit the follow button or the share button and the subscribe button. It depends on the platform you're on. You know what to do. It really helps when you hit those buttons. And I want to leave you with one last thought. Living life fully is about adventure. What new experience or place will you explore next?